Griffin Leo, man, they've had some wild ones together, and that one was one of the wildest. And it seems like that happens to Leonardo Fioravanti much too often, especially for, let's see what happened on this one. Rio Waida getting the first score in the heat, Rosie.
Yeah, locking in this three-point ride. Coming out, you can tell already in the body language that he's feeling fired up. There's a bit of aggression through these turns. You can tell he's just kind of leaning back on that tail, stalling a little bit, waiting to gather some speed to re-engage that rail. Almost it feels like, you know, it's a good opening wave for Rio. Whoa, that was awkward.
In the elimination round later on today, Rio coming around the corner, setting up a little wrapping turn, just trying to find the rhythm on this one. And the Indonesian throws down a wrap and looking already distracted on the rest of this set. He'll now watch a nice carve from Leonardo. Now pulling in Fioravanti. Back into the sunshine at J.Bay. Late connection off the roof, but a perfect landing. What a great read from a solid competitor. Fioravanti getting a nice vision. Was back on his heels for a moment off the roof.
He's been coming here for years with his stepdad, Stephen Bell, coming to this event. So has great connection with J.Bay. Many hours out in this lineup. Just reads it so well.
And just a nice, classy performance on those first few decisions, Jesse.
I mean, this is what we were mentioning when speed is combined with beautiful rail work right there. That wave was so running down the line so he had so much speed to wipe it off, and he just leans on that heels on the front foot combined and just beautiful carve, gets the barrel and finish it off strong with a nice connection with the lip.
Another angle here on this one, Rosie.
Yeah, just a beautiful read. And I mean, it's just such a good illustration of the flow that we've been talking about and the connection with the sections. I think Leo's just very reactive to what the wave's doing. He's never kind of waiting. It's the sections are presenting themselves, and Leo's right there to adjust and make those decisions on the fly.
And also, that wave was just as fast as maybe Marco Millon's wave on the previous heat, but he just timed it everything perfectly. You know, obviously he had maybe a better coping at some moments, but man, that was beautiful surfing. He's going to get a very healthy score for that start.
Does Leo get some of the most waves in the free surfs with the best surfers in the world out there? How does he handle the big crowds in the lead up to events? So resilient. Not just this year, but his entire career on the championship tour, rolling into this one. The Italian throws down a wrap to set it up. This thing could have a double up on it. Nice rails, and even is able to switch gears with that little lean back hack and then throwing the board out the back. It pretty sloped out. G.Colapinto into another nice forehand hook. Smooth bottom turn, chuck tail reverse in transition. Starting to bowl out for him. Griff now hitting the lip line again and reaching for a big float and packing in the maneuvers in a short space. Using speed management well.
Afforded him the opportunity to stay tight in the pocket.
Another nice look on this one for Griff Star, Jesse.
I mean, the combination of the next carve that he's going to do it right now with the blowtail is just so much board control and footwork right there. He's going to push on that back foot. Both of the foot move forward, but then he has to regroup it. And you can see as his bottom turning, putting that back foot back on the tail pad to stomp those beautiful snaps and finish it off with a nice floater. So this is, we have a heat in our hands.
This is feline. I mean, the way that he just had that body composure the whole way through and just able to adjust his body weight as soon as he's getting himself into that next maneuver. It's just such rapid fire surfing.
And look at that footwork right there. Oh, you could see it right there on that little last bump. Like he went for a pump. As he's doing that, he's adjusting his foot back into normal position to go back to applying those massive maneuvers. That's great surfing from Griffin.
The elimination round and the round of 16, but it's not incentive based by your results in the opening round. Rio now tracking. He's got the wall starting to grow. Beautiful conditions. Wide open face for R.Waida to attack the lip line. And just slipping off. You can tell he wanted to do something crazy right there. To Leonardo, turning in a 7.8. Last of Rio right here once again, Rosie.
Yeah, I just feel like you can tell that Rio is like spring-loaded at the moment, and maybe the weight of his past results are weighing on him at the moment, because he's definitely, he just seems like a little bit heavy on his feet. That first turn really good, and then he even checks the equipment.
And sent Marco Mignot into the elimination round along with Cole Houshman, as we'll get caught up with what Griffin did during the interview, Jesse.
Yeah, this is a nice opening turn. That second turn giving a little bit more spice, but he gets stuck a little bit behind this section here. Bit sticky on that connection. He kind of knows, he feels it, and that's why these guys are so good. He knows he has to go massive, and that's what he's going to do here on the inside. Goes for a Hail Mary tail blow. As he was regrouping, just too much weight on that back foot.
And Griffin looking for a better backup than the 4.67 on this one. And just up and out, so he's in the back of the priority rotation.
We see those lines stacked to the horizon. There's going to be opportunity on the last 4.5 minutes of this heat. Let's see how they can capitalize.
Let's see Rio go to town on this. One of the fastest surfers in the world. Nice paced, wrapping cutback to start. In two minds on which move he's going to go for. Finds a section to snap. Slowing down for the wrap. Gets stuck for a moment. Now pressing into a finishing move, and Rio rides away.
The judges are really going to be have their work cut out for them.
Rio getting in the mix. Already scored at a 6-point ride, Rosie.
Yeah, this is Rio's best wave, and it definitely for me was this end section hit that he gets done, because there's a lot of like sleepy sections through the middle. This wave also, like that set, had that pushing out to sea, but he did that with a lot of speed and intent.
It's draining down the point, and it's going to be a roll in from the whitewater for Leonardo. And now he'll work on his pacing here, nice and easy. Little fade back into a wall that's just starting to build down the line. Big connection off the top. Now fading into a section that might open right up. Still pacing with some carves. Heading way down towards impossibles, and he is going to load up for an aggressive closeout hack. And
up and under and maintain that pressure over the front foot.
And then the roll in from L.Fioravanti, Jesse.
I mean, this is great. Kind of similar wave to what Rosie was mentioning in the beginning. It's kind of going out to sea, but then it steepens up. He gets up and vertical right here, so he gets a point of difference from what Griffin had out the back, a little bit more critical. This wave starts to double up, so he's just zigzagging, delaying himself to make sure he's on the steepest part of the wave. And right here, that was so scary. With your back facing the bottom of the wave, it's so hard to bring that board under back your foot. You're gonna see him trying to balance it out. Front foot comes unglued a little bit, the heels. So critical. Doesn't get more critical than that, a snap. That wave was 6 foot solid in front of him, and he just
pulls it off without a problem. Now coasting into the wrapping turn is Griffin's section that he was going to coil up on for the top turn. Drives into an aggressive layback airdrop on a heavy section. What an exchange. We go back to the replay, starting with Griffin here, Rosie.
Yeah, so this is the third wave. We saw Griffin get out of the exchange. Look at the height, maybe one of the biggest sets that we've seen all day. And I was almost going to mention, it seemed a bit steep, like it was pushing out towards that open ocean. But as soon as it hits that more shallow section, it gives these surfers some really intense sections to hit. And you can tell it's quite measured. The boys really have to make sure that they lay that rail really well. It's so easy to just skits those fins out. And that right there was just such an attacking mentality from Griffin to do that maneuver right there.
I mean, that layback, you're going to see the lump halfway through. As he starts to stomp on that back foot, you get the nose out of the water. The waves breathes, and he airdrops off the sky. He's basically completely extended, falling off the roof, coming out perfectly and clean. That's some damage done for Griffin, and also from Leo in the previous wave. But then Griffin Colapinto had that combo of the carve with the layback snap to finish it up. That was also incredibly performed.
Rio Waida getting the last wave of the matchup, throws a rotator to try to surf this smaller wave up and score. Rio still chasing something down the line and loading up. He will go for a big float, styles his way through into the flats. And Waida gives the fans something to scream about. as we'll see the last wave for Rio Waida again.
Good little runner for Rio, and you can tell that he's kind of finding that rhythm. I definitely think the experience that we're seeing from Griffin and Leo paying off in their wave selection. Rio finding his feet, finding his rhythm, and just hopefully going to build momentum through this event.
You know, for Rio, he's just trying to find that rhythm and pace. He'll be a little left out of the mix. He got the jump on Griff in a very close heat. And really just the way he read that last exchange, noticing how hard that last turn was for Fioravanti to pull off.